Sometimes it's really fun to just take a look at your makeup collection and specific categories of your makeup collection and think about which ones are your favorites and which ones are your least favorites. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to share with you my top 5 blushes in my makeup collection and my bottom 5 blushes in my makeup collection. And today I'm also going to share with you for my bottom 5 blushes who I think that they would really fit best, because just because they're not right for me and they're not my favorites doesn't mean they're bad, and I don't really want to declutter them, but they're just not really like favorites for me. They're still good blushes in their own right, and they have their benefits and their downfalls in my opinion. And for my top 5 blushes, I'm going to kind of tell you why I think that they are really good blushes. Sorry, my daughter was wanting to come in and share with me a funny story that she wanted to share with you, but alas, we are trying to go to the movies in about 30 minutes, and so I'm going to film this pretty quickly. Hopefully I'll be able to share with you all of the information that I want to get out to you, and hopefully you can consider whether or not these blushes would be right for you. So let's go ahead and start with the bottom 5 blushes. And first I'm going to start out with my Pat McGrath Labs Stick Blush Balm kind of situation. This blush is not one of my favorites because I feel like it still has like a sticky texture to it. It doesn't really dry down and set. It's very balmy, just like the name says. So while I don't really like that, if you're someone who really likes hydrating makeup, doesn't mind a really tacky, dewy look to your blush, then this would be something really good for you. I think that the color of this is very pretty, and all in all, it's not a bad blush, but just not one of my favorites because of the fact that it doesn't dry down. Next on bottom 5 blushes is going to be this Rare Beauty liquid blush in the shade Peace. They don't make this shade anymore, and while I like the formula of all of these soft pinch liquid blushes, I just am not super crazy about orange blush, and you're going to see another orange blush here in just a little bit. I think I prefer more of a corally, mauve, dusty rose kind of blush color. So while the formula of this is great, orange is just not something I like to use a lot, but I am trying to pan this and use this up, and I do that often by putting underneath of makeup and layering other things on top or layering it with other blushes. I think this blush is going to be great for you if you are someone that likes a liquid blush that will dry down and set and have long-lasting staying power, and you really like the color orange and you like to have that bright fresh look to your cheeks. So again, nothing wrong with the formula of this one, just a color preference for me. And my other orange blush that would be in my bottom 5 is my Mini Milani Luminoso. Luminoso is great for you if you really like that kind of orange texture with a glow to it, and in a powder formula. This has no need for a highlighter whatsoever, and all in all, it's a great blush, but just a kind of a color preference thing for me. I would kind of like to try this formula in different colors because I like this idea of powdered blush with a highlighter kind of built into it, and you're going to see that in some of my top 5 blushes. And the last bottom 5 blush is going to be my Persona Super Blush in the shade Bubble. Now, Bubble is going to be right for you if you really, really like this cool toned, blue toned pink color. I don't wear eyeshadow looks that are cool toned all that often, and so for me, I like having this in my makeup collection, but it's just not a favorite blush of mine because of the nature and the undertones of the pink color. It does add some fun pop to my cheeks, but it's just not something that I want to reach for on the daily. So if you like cool toned blushes with a long lasting, very pigmented formula, you're gonna like this one a lot. Let's go ahead and chat about my top 5 blushes and why they are my top 5. Let's start with some of my most affordable blushes. The first one is going to be my Essence Pure Nude Baked Blush in the shade Goldy Cassis. Now, Goldy Cassis is a purple, cool toned look, but it just kind of magically transforms, and it's not exactly purple on the cheeks. It's kind of a pinky color almost, but it's also not this muted purple cool tones look on the cheeks either. It kind of transforms, maybe even like based on your own skin tone and your own undertones, whereas the super blush in the shade Bubble is what it is. And I find that this one is a lot more versatile, and you'll really like this one if you like an affordable blush and a baked formula, long-lasting staying power, kind of cool tone, transformative color with a highlighter baked into it, because this one has no need for a highlighter either. Very glowy, lit from within, lovely blush. And the most affordable blush that I own comes from the Dollar Tree and the Ioni brand, and one of my favorites from them is this Midnight Rose color. And this is an orange color that I can kind of get behind because it's not orange. It's sort of a muted orange. It's not bright in tone. It is a little more grounded in the brown family, and it has really pigmentation. So you're gonna like this a lot if you want a super affordable blush, probably the cheapest that you can ever get at the Dollar Tree. Pigmented blush in this sort of light terracotta color. Very, very great blush. Now, just to prove to you that I really do love the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch formula, one of my other top 5 blushes is from Rare Beauty, and it's the shade Hope. And I really like Hope because of the color. It's that dusty mauve, dusty pink mauve color that I really like. It's sort of neutral in tone, where I feel like I can wear it with warmer looks or cooler looks, and it just has really long lasting staying power. So if you're someone that likes cream and liquid blushes in a neutral kind of mauve undertone and will go with many different eye looks that you create, this one in Hope will definitely be one you should check out. And I think that they do still sell this color. Next, it was really hard to pick from my Persona multi-sticks which one was my favorite, because Guava was almost there, and Guava is orange, but it's really a terracotta orange. It's got a lot of brown in it, so it's not bright orange. But alas, I needed to go ahead and pick between that one and this one, which is in the shade Bloom. And Bloom goes really nicely right along the same lines of Hope from Rare Beauty, where it is just kind of a soft pink color. And these Persona multi-sticks are really great for lips. I don't put them on the lips, but they're great for lips and cheeks, and you can even probably put it on your eyes as well. I'm not sure if they're eye safe, but you know, if you're someone that likes to experiment with that, it would do that nicely because they dry down. Even though it's in a stick cream formula, it dries down really nicely and it stays put, and it's long lasting, and this color is a really great blushy pink color, and I really like to wear that. It just gives a freshness to the cheeks. So if you're someone that likes a really quick slap it on my face, like I can draw this on my cheeks and it does not mess with my foundation. So if you like that, if you like kind of a dusty light pink color, then you're really gonna like this one from Persona. And the last top 5, okay, well, so my bottom 5 didn't have 5 in it because one of them's in here. We're going to talk about this palette, which has a top blush and a bottom blush in it, actually. So to add to the bottom 5 blushes is actually this one from Physicians Formula, and it's in my Butter Dream Team face palette. I have actually owned this blush, Pink Sands, on its own, and I don't personally like it because it's so light that it doesn't show up on my cheeks, and I have to build it to get any kind of color whatsoever. And by the time I've built it up, I can still barely see it, and I'm not that dark. So I would like this if you are someone that is very on the fair side and you really like a blush look that is sort of a barely there blush look. And it does have a lot of different shades and variant of colors in it, so you could sort of customize your color with it. So if you're along those lines, then this one would work out for you. Not one of my favorites, but it might be one of yours. And so in the same palette, one of my favorites is actually this Saucy Mauve, which Saucy Mauve is a mauve color, like a dusty kind of mauve color that I feel like goes really well with a wide variety of looks. And again, I really like this blush because it gives a glow to my cheeks without having to add an additional powdered highlighter on top of it. It's buildable and it's really great for a wide variety of skin tones because it is very pigmented. It just covers a wide variety of skin tone options, whereas this one is really going to be for like the fairest of fair, or people that don't like a really bright, obvious blush look. Those are my top 5, bottom 5 blushes in my makeup collection. If you have not already checked out my 2 videos where I talk about all of my creams and all of my powders, I will have those linked for you. And if you like makeup and project panning content, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. I love to talk about beauty with you, and I love to learn from you. And right now what I want to learn is, what is your top blushes and what are your bottom blushes, and what do you do with those bottom blushes? Once you've identified the bottom ones, what do you do with those? Do you declutter them? Do you try to figure out a way to make them work for you? So just let me know in the comments. I will see you in another video. Bye.